Hello, class. Today I'm going to be talking about Chapter 10 in the Real Estate Principles book, which is about escrows, title insurance, and transaction coordinators. I think it's really important that people know, or whoever, whether they want to be an agent or they're just, a seller or a buyer. I think it's important for them to know the process as far as what it, entails for escrow, because that's the most important, I think, stage of the real estate transaction in general. So it goes into fine details in that part. I think the first concept I want to say that I really learned as far as escrow is that the whole process in general I wasn't really aware of. But let's see. So basically, what escrow is, it's a third party person who comes in and they take care of like all the fine paperwork and everything. So they go off of the purchase agreement that was originally contracted in the beginning of the buying the home, and they prepare all the documents and they get everything together, and then they will charge the buyer to get the money from the buyer, and they hold on to the money until all of the agreements have been met. So that's something I didn't know. I think it really is good to know all this stuff because I really had no idea to begin with. So yeah, that's one. And then my second concept would be about the transaction coordinators. Now, that's another topic that I didn't even know about. I didn't know that it even tells anything to do with, the real estate transactions. But what it is initially is that the transaction coordinator is a person who, sorry, my notes. Um, it's another person who comes in and helps basically the broker filing all the paperwork and stuff like that electronically and gets all the signatures and everything in place. I think of it as like a broker's secretary almost, you know, and makes their lives a lot easier. But to get all the fine details of all that paperwork pushed through, and then they submit it into the broker for review. And then the final concept would be about the title insurance. So the title insurance is basically the insurance that's paid for both by both parties. So it's split 50-50, and it's a one-time fee, so you don't have to worry about something that's going to be paid monthly or nothing. But um, it what it is it covers any kind of flaws that are in the title, like of the whole transaction. Sorry, the transaction process of selling the property or the buyer buying the property. So if there's any kind of flaw in all the paperwork that's done, because there's so much to do with the paperwork and everything, then that will cover them in any case of the fees not being paid correctly, or if there's a lawsuit, which nobody wants a lawsuit because that's going to be a lot more money than paying for title insurance. So that's what the title insurance covers. Now, like I said, it's only a one-time cost, so you don't have to really worry about too much about paying monthly on that. But in conclusion to chapter 10, I think it was really a knowledgeable, or a good knowledgeable chapter to know about for the whole transaction process and the final closing costs of everything. Sorry, excuse me. And I think everyone should know pretty much what it entails and all the fine details. So when it comes down to the escrow and the process of entering into escrow, there's so many details as far as what it needs, or what it takes. Sorry, for you to be able to get it completed properly and ensure that you're not going to be sued or have to go to court, or make sure that everything is done legitly, on both parties. So yeah, that's pretty much my whole wrap up of chapter 10. I'm really nervous. Sorry, guys, but I don't do this very often. All right, thanks, guys. Bye.